Day 1042 off the grid. Still at Castlepoint. The last full day here. Had a bit of rain today this morning, which has given me a good opportunity to work on some Beltane stuff. Now, what we're seeing right here down on the deck is probably the closest I'm going to get to erecting Lighthouse studio on this trip. The space I would use in the bedroom here at the shack is now occupied by Dina Forsev's cot, so pretty much this is it. I've spent some time sitting here on the deck. This is the rig. It's just an MP3 player that originally was actually sent to me from a guy in Dark Theory who sent one of his albums on it, using it as a pen drive. But it's proved to be very useful as a backup system and for other auxiliary purposes like this. Just plugged into the Bluetooth speaker, it gives me a very effective and simple rig to work through a song and write some lyrics, and that's exactly what I've done. This is a song that was recorded at Cross Creek on the eve of the spring equinox, and the overdubs were done at home on the day of the Beltane, and again out here a few days ago at Castlepoint. So we'll use a bit of a mixture there. So we've got some Beltane and some post-Beltane, but the objective was to come up with the lyrics, and I have. Here it is, and it's Cape D'evil VII. Yeah, another Cape D'evil track. We're up to number 7 now in the series, and finally I've written about the centre rail, the Fell Railway. I've incorporated that into the Cape D'evil world, which had to happen. It was actually supposed to happen as early as Cape D'evil IV, but you know, wasn't really going to write about it until we actually went up to Cross Creek and recorded, you know, because it's got to have that authenticity. So there we go. It's a 7-minute song, so a fair amount of words. Drawing a little map, just trying to get perspective on what's happening. Here's Cape D'evil here, out of the coast, and we go up a little bit of an incline. That would be a conventional railway. Then we get to Cross Creek, which is where the train would get coupled to the Fell engine, which would be pulled up this massive incline to Master Hell, which is a mountainous kind of location, a town. It's almost like the capital city of this land. It's where the big cheeses like Set Taten and stuff normally reside there. It's like Mount Doom, basically, I guess, in a way. But they wanted a way to get their goods from Cape D'evil, which is a port. That's why the lighthouse is there, up to here. Presumably before this there would have only been some kind of horse track, bridle track of some kind, or they'd have to go on their broomsticks or something, but they wanted something a bit more, well, increased loads, you know, so they wanted a Fell Railway. A Fell Railway that will stay there, of course, forever, because in the Cape D'evil world, cool things never die, never become obsolete. So there we go. Yeah, a few hours work, I'd say. Bordering on a few, yeah, at least 2. Better part of a few. There we go. Slippers. Hot drink that had whiskey in it. That always helps. Okay, day 1042 off the grid at Castlepoint. Our second to last full day here. This time around it's been pretty good. We've had some really good weather, but not so much today. I've just been up here at the Lighthouse recording the second Castlepoint Lighthouse show, in much the style as I intended to do the first, because I wasn't expecting to be hanging out inside the lighthouse and talking to Jim and Barry. As I say, I've just done the show, but I want to make this video to show you the progress. Last night we were here, we looked out and saw the lighthouse being lit up in shades of purple, blue and green, and clearly something had happened with these these lights. There were some guys up here who have actually installed the lights, as you can see now in the cabinets. They are a very floodlighty kind of bulb. It's basically a dichromic reflector there with LED, well, elements, I guess. LED, what's the word I'm thinking of? Inserts? No, that's not the word. LED dyes, LED assemblies, you know the ones. LED chips on board kind of things, and they are obviously RGB, as you can see the phosphors in there. Well, we know they are because the Lighthouse was in many different colours. It was Saruman of many different colours, not just Saruman the white. Here's the other set. You might be able to see in there. See, there's still, looks like there's a little bit of cabling's been done, but I think it only links one box. Maybe. But there's a loose mains plug in there and a little socket, so maybe they're not quite linked up yet. We'll find out tonight. I could be wrong. Maybe they'll light up tonight by themselves. We'll have to see. Maybe some guys will come back up here tonight, and if they do, this time I should try and barrel on up and have a chat with them. You don't have to be Jim though, because I mean, these aren't really direct aids to navigation, are they? I suppose they would help by lighting up the tower during the night. Let's get out the window. I suppose they would help by lighting up the tower during the night for vessels close by, like the fishing boats, to see it. But they'd be able to see the beam already anyway, wouldn't they? Yeah, make it like a night day mark, as it were. But I thought I'd just show those that they're in place, and feel very fortunate that they did a test run last night while we were here, and we could actually see that again, because haven't seen that since the centennial in 2013. And by the time we come back here again, these are going to be well and truly operating. I assume they'll use them every night, maybe only on special occasions, but why go to the trouble to install such a permanent box if you're not going to use it all the time? Well, it looks like the weather's clearing up a little bit. Look, there's patches in the sky. It's still windy as hell, but I'm quite cold. It's like winter-like conditions here, and I mean, we're 5 days post high spring, post the Beltane. Yeah. Oh well. It's a cool place to be. I like being here. But that'll do for now. As always, our tradition, the last night at Castlepoint we have a barbecue, and if that night happens to fall at the shack, it's kind of a fake barbecue. We take the electric fry pan outside and fire it up. It's near enough. So like most of the barbecues at Castlepoint, I cook this shit up outside and everyone eats it inside. This year I've done it in a bit more style, because that LED bulb I always carry with us for emergencies last used to good effect at Cross Creek as a headlight on the Bubs Express Mark II. Is rigged up here so I can see what I'm doing, because the existing light is woefully inadequate. But I got my beer, got my pan. Thought about putting the pan on the seat so I didn't have to stoop over, but it's not very level, so I decided just to sit on the seat this time and then work the pan. Works pretty well. But yeah, I can see what I'm doing. Boys have got the tent set up on the deck. It blew away last night. We had it on the lawn over there in the dark. On the lawn. Blew away. Ended up down by the water tank, but chucked it up on here. It's good. That was the original idea. Should have just done it this way. Kind of means we've got a bit more room in this place. Though this will be the first night they attempt to stay there, and I bet you, and mark me on that, they won't spend the whole night in it. Anyway, sausages are cooking up beautifully, so yeah, it's a final night at Castlepoint. Bit sad. Got to call it quits sometime though. We've had, you know, so we're our 5th night, so, and we'll have nearly a full day here before we leave, although I think I've said it before in one of these vids, it'll be mainly packing. Yeah. Hope to get to the Lighthouse to record some vocals on the new song that I wrote today, but if the weather's inclement, I'm quite happy to flag that, because done plenty of stuff here at Castlepoint recording wise already, including the radio shows, so quite happy to track the vocals somewhere else. I wrote the lyrics here, so yeah. And of course I've done shitloads of recording at Lighthouse before, so there you go. But if it is fine, we'll do it. Right, gotta go and turn these sausages before they burn up on one side. Might not be a fire, but this thing's certainly capable of smoking them up.